Okay, so we're recording. So talking about your color wheel basically helps you figure out your brand. And so there's a little graphic in the new coach training, which if you some of you haven't done it, you probably wouldn't know what it is. But it's in the new coach training, and what you do is you fill out each little pie of a color. If you catch my drift, I don't have a copy of it to even show you, but you fill out what makes you you. Like for me, I would fill out, like I would put in obviously mom, wifey, recovering sugar addict, PCOS fighter, peanut butter addict, always dancing. I'm not a fashionista. I'm a makeup wannabe artist. Burnout fitness professional, these things that describe you, like your overall, who's Larissa, like who is Lori, and it just kind of helps you define everything that who you are in that wheel. So when you go to make a post, when you go to like create your cover photo, when you go to whatever in your business, you have those things to go off of. So if it's for example, it's like, I don't want to just post about fitness stuff because that's not just who I am. I want to post about being a mom. I want to post about how I love to dance. I want to post about how I fight PCOS for 10 years. I want to post about, my nutrition habits and how bad they were and now, where I am today. Maybe I'm posting about how much I love to eat peanut butter. Like it just doesn't matter, but you want to make sure that your posting is very well-rounded. And so that's kind of the thing, what I'm talking about with a color wheel. It's just nice to fill out those different things so you can take a look at it and then take a look at your social media and just be like, so have I talked about every part of who I am? Have I talked about, every aspect of my life instead of just join my challenge group? I just did a workout, sweaty selfie, like that's just too much. And when somebody goes to your profile and they just see all of that, they're going to be like, what is her problem? She is too obsessed with fitness. I'm so tired of seeing her sweaty selfies. Who is she really? Like, it doesn't really explain who you are. And so that's why when you think about posting on your social media and stuff like that, it has to be well-rounded. You have to just share about little pieces of your life, things that make you who you are, being vulnerable, sharing your story. Where were you 10 years ago? What brought to where you to where you are now? Sharing your testimony all the time. So, you really have to figure out who you are, because then you can create your brand. And branding yourself is so important in this business because you want to stand out. You don't want to look like the coach next door. You want to figure out who you are and what's going to make you stand out. So when I'm talking about branding, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a team name all over your photos. You don't have to have, stuff like that. Branding means your colors. What are your colors? If you look at like a top coach's profile, they usually have like 2 to 3 colors on their cover photo or something like that. Another way to brand yourself is to use the same exact filter on your photos every single time you post a photo. I wouldn't post, a fuzzy dark photo over here and then like a bright crisp photo here. You want it to all come together and look the same so it looks uniform, especially on Instagram. So anyway, so there's that. And then, thinking about also branding yourself, your fonts can define who you are too, like using the same fonts when you're, on your cover photos and stuff like that. But it's more about your colors. It's more about, sharing photos that are just the same filter all the time, really consistent and stuff like that. Okay, so I know we want to talk about photos. How do we take photos? Why is it important for photos to be really good on your social media? So when you take your photos, first of all, okay, sorry, my messenger's blowing up. But first of all, when you're taking photos, make sure you're taking different types of photos. It can't always be the selfie photos. That gets so boring and it looks all the same when people scroll down your social media. So what you want to do is just be creative with what you're doing. You know, take a selfie every once in a while. Make sure that it's bright. Make sure it's crisp and super clear. Those are scroll stopping photos. If it's fuzzy and dark and you can't really see what's going on and it just, it's gross, not to be mean, but it just doesn't look good, then people aren't going to stop and read what you have to say. They're just going to be like, oh, that's not a very good picture. And then they're going to move on and find the next better picture. You know, that's just how we are. That's just how we are these days. So making sure when you're posting anything, you have a bright, crisp photo. That's so important. And when you are posting on your Facebook, always have a photo with what you're saying. You don't just put words on a post. You always have to include a photo, because if you don't, people aren't going to usually stop and just read what you have to say. They're going to stop because they see a really cool photo. They're going to be like, oh, I wonder what she has to say. So keep those things in mind. And like I said, be creative with your different angles. You know, take like the other day, I just took one sitting on my deck and I just did some kind of weird pose. I don't know what I did, but I was just like, I got to change it up. So I went out on my deck. Took me literally 5 minutes. I slapped on some lipstick. I put on some more blush. And I literally just did something outside. And I was like, okay, great. Now I have a photo to go with the post that I want to post for tonight. So it's just as easy as that, you guys. It doesn't have to be complicated. I like to do some candid photos. So using self-timer on your phone. So if you're like, well, how else do I take a picture of myself without doing a selfie? There's self-timer on your phones, you guys. It's really, really amazing. If you don't know how to do that, Google it and it'll tell you, okay? But it's really simple. And so I'll prop my phone on my tripod, which, side note, get a tripod if you don't have one. They're like $13 on Amazon, an iPhone tripod. I use it for everything, everything. I take it everywhere with me. It's so helpful. I stick my phone in there, I prop it up. I'll just maybe one day I want to take a picture of me and my kids. Like one time I just took a picture of me working on my bed. My kids were watching a movie and I put the self-timer on, I hopped in my bed and I just started laughing really hard and made the kids laugh really hard. It took a fantastic photo of my kids having fun, of me looking like I'm working and having fun. Like it was just fun. And that's what people want to see. So get creative, take candid photos, take behind shots of yourself, take, just your bicep muscle. I don't know, it doesn't matter, but always be changing it up. People love to see your face, but people also love to see your creativity with photos. So keep that in mind. And like I said, you guys, if you have questions, pop in the chat box or just start talking to me. Yeah, and like I said, have your own photo shoot. Sorry, guys. Have your own photo shoot. Set up a time. Give yourself 30 minutes to shoot some photos. What I usually do, I pick out a couple outfits, a couple different workout clothes or whatever. I slap on some extra mascara, some extra blush, a little lipstick. I make my hair do something nice if it turns out. And then I just go around my house. I go in my backyard. I take a ton of different photos, a ton of different angles. And that way I have a library of photos to choose from. Not necessarily that day, but I can choose them a month from now and be like, oh, I just took all those photos. I'm going to go choose from that photo shoot so I have something to post tonight. So you're not constantly just having to take photos every day. Does that make sense? So keep those things in mind, when you're posting all the time. And then the last thing I want to say about pictures is, well, not the last thing, but another thing I want to say is edit your photos. Like I was saying, you don't have a dark, fuzzy photo, you guys. It just doesn't go over well. You have to have a bright, and you can, find out what kind of filters you like. Stick with that every single time. Stick with it every single time. Like I said, that's your brand. That's what's going to make you you. I use the same filter on my photos every single time. And it also makes it easy because it takes me a second to edit my photo. I go in, I know exactly what to adjust, boom, 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 and there it is. It's fine. It's perfect. It's just the way I want it. So think of that. I use Pick, Tap, Go for every photo that I take. That's just what's been my favorite. I know Javen's been using Lightroom a couple times. I haven't played around with that, but Pick, Tap, Go, if you don't have that, get it. and it's really, really helpful with your photos. There's a ton of different filters. There's a ton of different light adjustments, and find what you like. Find what you like. I can't tell you what you like. You have to figure that out, play around with it, and stuff like that. So, and then I also use Insta Beauty a lot. And, you know, I'm not 100% comfortable with my skin all the time. So I do like to use a little clearing filter if I need it. I don't use it all the time. But if I want my skin to just be a little bit more bright and flawless looking, it's not like I want to be fake on my pictures, you guys. I am totally not about that. I just want it to be a scroll stopper. I want it to stand out. And so I'm going to actually screen share really fast, and I'm going to show you a couple comparisons of what I did and how I adjusted my pictures. Again, I just have a ton of tabs open. Okay, so this is an example, you guys, of how I edit. So this is my first photo. This is the original photo. I did not edit anything. So you can see, like, it's just dark. Like, my face doesn't really pop that much. I have a lot of shadows, and it's honestly not the best picture. It really isn't. I liked it because my muscles were popping out a little bit more, so I wanted to post it. So I went into my my Pick Tap Go, and I lightened it up. I crisped it up, and then I went into Insta Beauty, and then I just kind of I put on my eyebrows a little bit darker, and I made my eyelashes pop a little bit more. Okay, so that's what I did. And it just brightened it up. It made it so, like, oh, that's a bright picture. And then I want to show you the second one. So it's a very slight difference, you guys. It's not very mind-blowing, but you can see, like, this is the original photo right here. And it's okay. You know, it's fine. I could totally post that. But I want to brighten it up. I want my eyes to pop a little bit more. I want my lashes to look a little bit darker. Yeah, hold on. What? Yes, come get some. So anyways, I just wanted to show you the difference, you guys, that just 2 minutes of taking some time to make your pictures look a little bit brighter and crisper can do. Like, my eyes are popping more. My skin is a little bit, you know, brighter. I look a little red in this picture. Like, it just, you know, it's okay, but you can make it better. And like I said, I'm not trying to be fake over here. I'm just trying to, you know, show my brand and be consistent with it. So, okay, let's see. I think that's all I want to talk about, pictures. Okay, so now I kind of want to talk about social media. And I'm going to stop share real quick. Before I go on, are you guys okay? Did all that make sense? Do you have something to say, Javen?
Yeah, just, did you talk about natural lighting? That's how it's going to make pictures look so much better. Like, you don't want to be in, like, a dark room in a corner. Like, you always want to be looking for that natural light. That's going to make your pictures look better.
Yes. No, that's a good point, because I have a big slider glass door right in front of me. I always take my pictures right in front of there, so the light is on me, and it's lightening up my face. So, or I'll stand next to a window. So that's a really good point. Are you okay? Sorry. Are you okay? You're good. Okay, and then, okay, sorry, a book I was just reading. Okay, I'm gonna just move on, and if anything else comes up, you guys just holler, okay? This is just an open discussion. And just a sec, I'm gonna get a popsicle real quick.
And while she goes and does that, guys, don't forget, next week, that's our big team call. That's when Mary from corporate is going to be on our team call next week with us. So make sure this next week you think about questions or anything that you would have to ask her. I know she's going to bring a rockin' call for us, but you want to be on this call next week.
Yes. Okay. So I just want to quickly talk a little bit about your social media. First of all, your profile picture. Your profile picture should just be of you. Don't put words on it. Don't, make sure it shows your face. Make sure you're smiling and you look happy. Your profile picture, you guys, that's the first thing people see. That's the first thing they see of you. And so you don't want to post, I think we're all smart here. You don't want to post, have a picture of your dog as your profile picture, or a picture of you and, you and your kids. Yeah, that's okay. But if if this is your business, you want it to be of you. You want it to be bright. You want it to be, happy and positive. You want people to want to click on your profile and be like, this girl looks awesome. I'm going to click on it and check her profile out. So keep those things in mind. Make sure it's bright. Don't post a dark profile picture, okay? Okay, and then your cover photo. This is a big one, you guys. This is a big one for me because, first of all, when I first started as a coach, my cover photos sucked. It was horrible, and I'll fully admit it. I didn't know what I was doing, and that's why I'm so adamant about it now, because I've learned that's the first thing that people see when they click on your profile. Just like I said in the beginning of this call, when they click on your profile, they're going to see your cover photo. What is it speaking to them? Is it going to make them want to scroll down, or is it going to make them want to just move on to the next profile? You have to think of those things. You also have to think, your profile cover photo, I really believe, should explain who you are in a nutshell. In a small picture, it should explain kind of your lifestyle and what you do and who you are. So keep those things in mind. I'm going to show you a few examples of good cover photos in just a second. And then actually I'm going to show them to you now. Let me screen share one more time, you guys. So I pulled up just a few cover photos that I believe are really good and that you don't have to copy, but get ideas from, you guys. Get some inspiration from them. I'm going to show
them where to make them in Canva too, because that's tricky.
I'm going to do that too. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to show you some examples. Then I'm going to show you mine in Canva and show you how I did it. And we'll figure it out that way. So, okay, so this one I really love because it's very, very simple. This is Catherine Cohen's Facebook profile. She is a 2-star diamond coach. And look at how simple this is. When you click on her profile, what would you see? You're like, oh, she's a mom. She loves to have fun. Oh, she's married. Oh, she's having a baby. And then you're going to be like, oh, I think I can relate to her a little bit, right? And all she has down here is Catherine Cohen. I'm a mom of 2. I'm living that free life. And then click the banner to learn more about her story. So it's very simple, but it's bright. It's eye-catching, and it kind of just explains a little bit of who she is. So that's a really good example to go off of. So if you want to write her name down, and you can literally copy what she did, just make it your own and put your own pictures in there. Okay, a next profile picture I thought was really good was Bonnie Engel. She's a top coach. It's bright, it's very fun, and it shows who she is. She loves to work out. She's married. She has friends. But it says down here, business mentor, health and fitness coach, entrepreneur. If you were kind of stuck in your goals and you were like, ugh, and you came across her profile, wouldn't you want to scroll down and kind of reach out to that girl? I totally would. Anyway, so that's another example. And then here is Jatana Jackson. And the reason I picked hers was I loved how, and I'm going to click on it. I loved how she said, click here to read my story. So if you click on her actual cover photo, she tells her whole story in her cover photo bio, basically. So people can just read your story right there and get to know you. So that's another idea that you can do with your cover photo. Okay, and I think that was the last one. Okay, now I'm going to go back to Canva. I hope that makes sense, you guys. I'm going to go back to Canva. I'm going to go home. All right, I'm going to show you how to make a cover photo that's super easy. If you don't know what Canva is, go to canva.com. I use this for almost all my graphics. I use this for everything. It's really easy and really simple. So to make your cover photo, all you would do is you would go, see, these are designs up here, and it says Facebook cover right there. So you're going to click this, And guess what? You can create your own cover photo right here. And this is how I did mine. I'm going to show you. So you can pick from one of these templates, but I mean, I like to add more pictures to mine and really create it like I want myself. So I would go to Elements, and I would first of all pick like 3 to 4 photos that explain you. Know what you want to put on your cover photo. Pick out some pictures that when people go to your profile, they know exactly who you are. What you can do is go to grids, and then you can click on single photo right here, and then you just adjust the size. This is exactly how I made my cover photo on my page. And I'll put one, I don't know, exactly in the middle. And then I'll put another one, I don't know. And you can do this, or you can pick a platform, you guys, if you want. It doesn't have to be too complicated, but you get the idea. You can put your photos in there like that, or you can literally, you can pick from one of these, like something like that. You can just put 3 photos in there and maybe a little text on the bottom or something like that. So play around. You kind of just got to play with it. I can like go through here and tell you exactly how to do stuff all day, but you kind of have to play with it and stuff like that. And so this is what my cover photo looks like. And I just added text to it. So, you know, that's kind of where I started. That's it. I just put 5 different photos that explain me. Like I'm into fitness. I got results. I know how to do things to get results. I'm a wife, a mom, and a boss, and I love Shakeology. That's just me. Hey, and then my family, and then I have 2 kids. Like that just explains kind of who I am. And then I don't know, I'm going to go to my profile real quick. And then what I did is I actually use WordSwag a lot too. If you don't have that, download that app on your phone. I just uploaded that blank Canva photo here without the, the font and the text. And I just stuck it into WordSwag, and I got to choose a little bit more fancy font. You don't have to do that. You can do that right in Canva and just create font or pick a font in Canva. But that's how I made this right here. So as you can see, like, it just shows who I am. Like, it's not too complicated. I don't say anything about Beachbody. Do not do that. But it just shows who I am. So I hope that helps a little bit, you guys. It's so important to have your Facebook and your Instagram. But if you're mainly on Facebook, focus on your Facebook. Make sure it looks good. Make sure that it shows who you are. And some other things to remember too regarding pictures. Don't put text on your pictures. That is a big no-no on Facebook. It doesn't like it. Instagram doesn't like it. Don't put text on your photos. If you want to put like a quote on your picture, or if you're gonna post a quote, put it at the top of your post, like at the beginning of your post. Type out your quote, have just a nice bright picture without any words on it, and then go from there, okay? No text on your pictures. And then, like I said, don't put quotes. Don't use quotes on your Facebook. Facebook just doesn't like it. Put it in your actual post instead. Don't say anything about Beachbody. Don't post anything about a new, like the name of the new program specifically, depending. Don't say anything about Shakeology. Don't use Beachbody graphics in your posts. Okay, so don't like post a picture of Joel and Lift 4. Like, guys, I'm not saying anybody on here is doing that. I really am not. But I'm just saying, don't do that, because guess what? Like I always say, people are just going to be like, well, Lift 4, that looks great. Who's Joel Freeman? They're going to go Google him. They're going to go find another coach. They're going to go sign up with Beachbody. Probably not even have a coach and know anything about this. So don't do that. And then just make sure that you're posting well-roundedly, you guys. Don't always talk about your challenge groups. Don't always talk about fitness. Don't always just take that same sweaty selfie. Don't always just post workout videos. Make sure you're telling your story. Make sure you're posting about your family. You're posting about your nutrition. You're posting about something crazy that happened that day. Post about the poop on the floor that you had to clean up. Post about the mess of your message. Your message should be messy, and that's what makes you relatable. If you act like, I'm perfect in my fitness and that's all I do. And my kids are just little angels and I eat perfectly. Like, people are not going to relate to you. They're going to be like, she's too much. Like, I could never be like her. I could never relate to her. Be relatable. Share about all the stuff. Share about what you struggle with, and stuff like that. I have to give a shout out to Larissa because she's been going live and just sharing her heart, sharing her struggles, sharing everything, sharing how she didn't want to work out and she didn't want to stay on track with her nutrition, but she got back on track. Like, those are the things that people need to hear because they're like, oh, she's not perfect. Like, I guess I'm not perfect. I guess I could relate to her. She knows exactly what I would be going through right now. So I'm going to go message her, so always keep those things in your mind, you guys. And that's basically all I had to say tonight, unless you guys have more specific questions about photos, branding, what to post, anything like that. I hope that was helpful. And if Javen, if you have anything to say.
I don't think so. I think you nailed it. Okay. Sorry, I was a little bit late.
No, you're good. Oh, and just side note, you guys, Javen just did a live coaching event. If you're on this call, if you're new, it's okay, Julian. But you guys should really start thinking about running your own coaching events. As scary as that is, as like stressful as that is, you got to start doing it. I was so scared to do it when I first started, but I knew that if I didn't, I wouldn't act like the leader that people wanted to look up to. And so at the first month I invited to Nicolette's coaching events, but then I felt weird because they were seeing her talk and her as the coach and not me. And I hated that. I wanted to be the face that they saw when they thought of coaching. I wanted to be the face that they saw when they thought of my team and joining me. They see Nicolette, maybe they would relate to her better and they would join her team. So I always say, invite to my coaching events. I don't care as long as you reach out to those people and hold them in your arms and make them your own. But I really do encourage you guys to really start thinking about running a coaching event at least once a month to get started, get comfortable with it, even if 0 people come. My first 2 coaching events, 0 people showed up. 0. I was literally talking to myself. Literally. But guess what that did to me? It made me more confident talking to a screen. It made me more confident going live in an event. And you can do coaching, like you can talk about coaching however you want. I usually run an event on my Facebook and I go live in the event. Next week, I'm actually thinking about just going live right on my page and talking about coaching and just being super vulnerable about it. So you can do whatever you want, but talk about it. Invite to the coaching opportunity. That's just how you're going to grow your team. And everybody needs to be excited about this. So, okay. Keep that in mind. If you want to grow, you got to show.
And I can put that in the thread again, the coaching template that we use.
Yes. There's a whole script. You guys, you can literally just read a script.
Yeah. That's what Nicolette sent Jen and I, since we started at the same time, we both were like, okay, we're going to just do live events ourselves. So she sent us that, and that's what I use now. And you all can have it and change the wording to make it sound like you and use that. Literally prop your phone up on your camera screen, go live from your phone, but your script is pulled up on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
And then all it takes after that is just getting comfortable with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like after a while, I don't even have a paper anymore, and I just talk. I talk about my story. I talk all about coaching. I don't follow anything because now it's distracting. But another good thing too, if you want to talk about coaching and you want to just read what's in front of you, go outside, put some sunglasses on, go live. I literally have the paper right here. Nobody will know that you're actually reading something. Yeah, I've done that before too.
Done that once also.
It worked pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it was. I need to do that again, actually, because it's been a while since I've done that live.
Yep.
What was that one? I forget.
That was like the how I get results script.
Yeah, we both did that. Okay, yeah, I forget.
Yeah, It's like a whole perfectly written out script that you can literally just read. I think I have that too if anybody wants me to send that to them. But anyways, if you guys are good and you don't have any questions, I just hope that was helpful. So your homework now is to go to your—
I have a question and a comment if you have a minute.
Please.
Okay, so first, my comment was, I know I told you I saw this before, is with taking pictures and stuff, is they have those clickers now that you can get on Amazon for $10. So that was my one comment. And then my question is, I think what I'm struggling with, like listening to this, is, you know, like your cover page shows your business stuff. So do you do this on, because I know you have like Jen and I Road Fitness, and then you also have your personal page. So do you do that on both? Because I guess I struggle with doing that on my personal page. So do I create a second page? I mean, I guess I don't know. And then part of that too is like having your personal page be your business page and making it public so anybody can see it and that kind of thing. I guess that goes against everything we've been told about, you know, privacy and protecting our kids and the stuff that we post. So how do you, I guess, juggle that, or what do you recommend? Because I am nervous about I don't know, you know.
Yeah, no, I know. I get this 100% because I don't know if you knew this, but before I started coaching, I posted 0 on my Facebook, and it was set to private, and I had like 200 friends. Like, it was nothing. And
That's me. Like, I cleaned everybody out a few years ago, and I'm really picky about who I let on. And so now I think that's my biggest struggle right now, is opening up my personal page, or do I do a second page and somehow link them? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't open a second page because it's too much.
Yeah.
Too much to juggle both pages. I had my like page before I became a coach. So that's why the only reason why I have that, honestly, if I didn't have that before, I wouldn't have it now. Like, I just don't, it's too much work, you know, to keep up with it. But I would say that, you know, it has to be personal with little business threaded in. And that's kind of that's how I would put it. You just have to kind of put yourself out there. You know, as a coach, you just have to kind of feel comfortable going public. You have to feel comfortable kind of just sharing everything, including your Facebook profile. And, you know, you wouldn't have to do like a cover photo of like, I'm a wellness coach and I'm this, but, you know, just like Catherine Cohen's, she was very, very like, I'm just a mom. I love fitness, and I love freedom in my life. Like, she just said something super simple but super inspiring. But it was still good for her personal page because, you know, it wasn't shouting, I'm a coach.
Didn't oversell it. Yeah.
This is my business page, and I'm just here to recruit people, you know? So I think, I don't know, it's just a tough one. You kind of just have to be confident about it and just go for it. I don't know what else to say about it. What do you think, Javen? Would you add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's that way as soon as they get started. You know, it's the fear of people, you know. I think my fear was people misjudging my heart, because thinking that, oh, well, she's just one of those people, now she just wants to sell, you know. And that is not my heart. You know, my heart is helping people change their lives, financially, physically. And honestly, all of that changed for me when I started personal development. And I started, you know, saying, the people are going to love me for me. The people who know me and trust me see my heart. And I'm just going to share, and I'm going to, you know, inspire others to do the same. So, you know, you can do, like Jenna was saying, the low-key cover photo that, you know, people are going to come to your page and want to know who you are, what you're about, and, you know, scroll through your profile and see those things. But just be yourself. People are going to trust you and love you by sharing and inspiring and just being yourself.
And it's kind of I don't know, I feel like as a coach, you kind of have to weed people out of your life. It sounds bad, but, you know, when you start something for you, sometimes people, like Javen said, like, people judge you, and I'm not saying that'll happen, but it's life, and it's kind of this, you know, what happens these days in the world, because there's so many different MLMs and like businesses and people being pushy about things. But, you know, if you set up your profile to where it's not like that, and you are super just inspiring, and
You
you're
share
like,
your lifestyle. You don't share Beachbody.
exactly. And I think
Okay.
you want to be public because you want to reach a lot of people. And that's the reason why going public on your Facebook is just something you have to do as a coach. That's what I say. You have to do it, because you're just not going to be able to, you know, increase your network and reach people if you're just private, and they're not going to find you. They're not going to see you. And that's kind of like, we just go all out with this.
Making your profile public doesn't allow people who have been blocked to see your profile again, does it? I don't know if you guys would know that answer. I mean,
I wouldn't assume so.
Yeah.
Because you can block people when Facebook profile is public.
Okay.
You can also you can also post, no, and you can also post, like, if you posting about your kids or something, you can actually, you can choose to like just have your friends see it or not. Okay. I don't recommend that, but I mean, if you feel more comfortable starting out that way, you can totally do that. Because I mean, I don't recommend that, because I'm just an open book, and I'm gonna, if somebody's creepy on my page, I'm gonna immediately block them. So, and I haven't gotten that a lot, honestly.
Yeah, it's not even the unknown, it's some of the known. You know my husband's family situation, so that's what I'm, you know, there's just some known people that I fear seeing my child, so
I got you.
Makes me uncomfortable. So I think that's my biggest hard thing about making it super public. So
you can always
I'll work on that. I'll talk to Jose, we'll figure it out.
Talk to Jose, and you can always go more Instagram too. You know, like, instead of doing a lot on Facebook, you can always go more towards Instagram and posting over there more, if that's more comfortable too. Because they're probably not on Instagram, right? Too much?
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
We figure it out together. It's a scary thing. It's a scary thing, putting yourself out there and being completely open with your life. It is like the scariest thing ever. I didn't want to do it. I did not want to share anything. I was going through a hard time. I was like, nobody needs to know that I like to eat a whole cake every night. Nobody needs to know that my marriage sucks sometimes. Nobody needs to know. Like, but then I found that my business was like not moving forward. And I was like, what is wrong? And then immediately when I shared my story about like emotional eating and nutrition problems, people were like, oh my gosh, I thought you were perfect and you're not, so I can relate to you better. And that's when my business just was like, people were reaching out to me, people were friend requesting me. And so just keep those things in mind. That's all I can.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So, okay guys, if there's nothing else, I'm hopping off and I'm going to go pack a box or 10. You guys want a boomerang? Yes, let's boomerang before we go. Javen's so good at reminding.
I'm all about stories.
Can you post it to the Facebook page or the Facebook Messenger?
It should send. Yeah, we can send it.
Awesome.
So,
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, are you ready? I'm not. Hold on. Okay. Get set. Go. Perfection. Sweet. You guys rock. Thanks for coming on here. I hope it was somewhat beneficial. If you ever have any questions, me and Javen are always here to help you. So
always.
I am ending our call. I'll see you next week. Next week, you guys have to be on our call, 7 p.m. Mary's amazing. Okay.
9 p.m.
Eastern. If you lived in Colorado, it would be 7 p.m. I was just talking to Jillian.
That's Wednesday, right?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Okay.
Wednesday nights are our team calls, and they're usually every 2 weeks. But when we have stuff to talk about, we just call a team call.
Okay, I wrote it down.
You guys are awesome. I'll see you next week.
All right. See ya.
Bye.